Hello and welcome to this webinar. My name is Angelika Dahmen and I'm a German national. I have been in Asia for the past 20 years, and your friend and I, we're part of a concept that's been taking the world by storm. Now I'm going to be quick. I'm going to explain to you what this concept is all about, why we're so excited, and I'll pass to you all the information you need to make an informed decision. Now here's the thing, you may like it or you may not get it right away. It really doesn't matter to us. We just want to share because good things must share. So let me dive right into this. 6 years ago, I was a consultant. I ran my own consulting franchise. I also was a mother of a 5-year-old, and I really had my hands full. And the last thing that I was thinking about is something like this. Let me share my screen with you, okay? Now this was the last thing I would think about, but it was the first thing that I would dream about, a great vacation. Now let's put it this way, provided you are healthy, if you have the time and the money, where in the world would you go? Because we would all go. We would all go and travel, right? So there were, around 12 years ago, two people sit together and they say, what can we do actually in the travel industry, and what can we create to provide more fun, freedom, and fulfillment to the world? And they created a company called World Ventures. It's been a proven success for the past decade, based in Plano, Texas, more than 700 employees, over 25 markets were open in, tools and support systems all in place, one of the fastest growing companies in the world. Also, the travel concept that they designed won multiple awards in the past, I think, 6 years or so. Now, the World Travel Awards, if you haven't heard of it, I actually hadn't heard of it before, so I Googled it. It is basically like the Oscars of the travel industry, and that concept won 23 of them in the past 6 years. So we're quite proud, and you can be assured that this is a concept you do want to be part of. And it basically all about innovation. If you think about it, if you were like my age, you still remember what a long distance call is. Nowadays, the youngsters, they just WhatsApp. They don't even know what long distance call is and why people would hang up very fast. Video rental, we had Netflix. What happened to Netflix? Netflix took over the video rental business. Taxi service, most people find Uber way more attractive. Why? Because they offer better service for a cheaper price. And that's what all innovation is all about. It's the industries are there, but they do things differently and they provide better service for greater prices. So Uber, basically, they got their massive market share in transportation. And the concept that World Ventures came about with Dream Trips, that's doing exactly the same thing with travel. Now, World Ventures is really taking the world by storm. I didn't exaggerate that. So when you look at it, 2011, our revenues were a mere 91 million US dollars. Now, if you look at it, in 2016, we just came short of 1 billion US dollars in sales. And within the direct selling industry, we're number 25 already. That is massive, and that's explosive growth. Year by year, we're growing. Hundreds of thousands of members have already joined us worldwide. And that blue sign that you see, you may have seen it on your friend's Facebook. It's just taken the world by storm. So what is Dream Trips? Dream Trips is basically exclusive members-only trips worldwide. You know, we do thousands of trips every year. We only do 4 to 5 star accommodation, and you can actually use reward points, and I'm going to explain to you later how you get them, to do partial payment on these trips. And the best thing is there's a dream price promise. So let's say you book that trip and within a week you find the exact same trip somewhere else and it is cheaper. And if it's only by $1, you take a screenshot. If it's really apple to apple comparison, the company is going to give you all your money back that you paid for that trip, and you can still go. So that is a really, really big, big promise on behalf of the company. The other thing that comes with that membership is a booking engine. Now in that booking engine, you have around 250,000 hotels or vacation homes. All major airlines are there, rental cars, cruises, activities, you know. And again, it comes with a price pledge. They basically say, when you book a flight, let's say, right, and within a day you find it cheaper somewhere, you take a screenshot, apple to apple comparison, same fare class and everything, they're going to give you back 150% of the difference. So you definitely get a good deal. And at the same time, there is this award-winning technology called Rate Shrinker. So let's picture this. So I'm based in Asia, but I I'm originally from Germany. So every year for Christmas, I would actually buy my flight. And because the flights are very tight around the Christmas season, I book them a couple of months in advance already. And what happens very often is that I book the flight, and then like a couple of months later, I see an offer, and I'm like, oh my God, that is my flight. And I could have saved so much money. Now, Rate Shrinker, whenever you place a booking, they then continue every 10 minutes and they search whether they can find the exact same booking for a lower rate. If they do, they cancel your original booking and they refund you the difference. The only way that you recognize this, because you're getting an email and saying, whoop, money is back on your credit card. And that is really, really, really cool, right? So that's guaranteed savings there. They also came up with a concept called Dream Trips Local. Because let's face it, although we all like to travel, because of time constraints, we can't be on the road all the time. So here's what they find. We eat way more than we travel. So they said, why don't we just dine our way toward a dream trip with Dream Trips Local? So you go to a restaurant, you flash your app, because we're a really nice app, you flash your app and you get Dream Trips reward points for whatever you pay, right? So they also have other areas that they're exploring with entertainment, with spa visits. How cool is that? Get a nice haircut, get a couple of points back, and then you can use them to offset when you go on a dream trip. So this is really cool. The other thing they have is a concierge service, like your own little PA for anything that you'd need to get organized. The Dream Trips app, you can do everything that I described to you on the phone. You also can share with your friends. It's almost like a Facebook of travel, so it's like a social network that you have to do. And when you post pictures, you may get some Dream Trips reward points, and again, you use them when you go on a dream trip. And the latest that we came up with is a smart card. So you can load all your cards onto that, up to 10 cards right now, and it syncs all the data through your app, and it's got Bluetooth technology, and it's super secure. So let's say, for example, you go travel, because that's what we do, right? We go travel and then you lose your wallet with all your credit cards. That's horrible. But if you've got all the cards stored into that flight card, then what you could do actually is, in case you lose it, you just go back to your phone, you disable it, and nobody can use it. Anyhow, it is so funky, most people don't even know how to use it. So that's kind of cool. And it's you can just, like when you hang out at the beach and somebody just drops a wet towel on it, that's okay as well. So it's really, really cool. So we're quite excited. But the core of what we really do, and what I got really excited about, are dream trips. I just love dream trips. So let's say, for example, the good old ways when we used to go, let's say we go to New York, right? Because I love New York. So Le Parc Méridien, New York, right next to Central Park, awesome place. 2 people stay for 3 nights. You book that, you pay over $2,000. Then you want to do a Statue of Liberty lunch cruise. You want to watch Chicago on Broadway, have breakfast every day, go to MMI, one of my favorite museums, and maybe get a bit of hotel credit because you're going to dine there and everything. And you put everything together. So it's quite cumbersome, actually. And you pay, let's say you pay $2,800, right? Now with us, you basically do one click and you pay for 2 people $538. Now, I don't know about you, but I want travel to be totally like easy to book, and I want, of course, the best rate. And this is where innovation really comes in, doesn't it? Now, let me give you a couple of examples. So this is in Greece, 8 days, 7 nights. Half board, you go to Corfu Island, which is a beautiful, beautiful island. You have a half day tour of the Holy Monastery, a back massage, a Greek night, 30% discount on wellness. So ladies, we can get all our massages done. Awesome. For 2 people, $1,138 for the entire package. Now, flights are not included because we're operating quite globally. So people flying from everywhere, which makes it more fun as well. So we have the booking engine that I just shared with you, and you can book your flight right there. Now, you see the dots there, 125 points can be deducted. I'm explaining to you in a minute how you get these points, but basically you're going to end up paying just a bit over $1,000 for 2 people for the entire 8-day, 7-night stay in Seawater, Greece. Now we go to Austria, we go skiing, 2,240 US dollars for 2 people, but look what's included. You stay at Hotel Grauer Bär, which means gray bear. You know, you get a 4-day skiing pass, which is already super, super expensive. You get ski rental for the 4 days, half-day tour of Swarovski Crystal Work. So that's really nice because you can get nice earrings like mine because they're from Swarovski. You have 5 breakfasts and 4 dinners, so it's half board basically, you know. And again, you can use 390 points that you can deduct when you book this dream trip. Now, what else do we have? We have a cruise, 7 days, 6 nights to the Western Caribbean. Of course, this is all inclusive. You have access to an adults only retreat, so my son has to stay home and my husband and I can just really relax. This is a mere $1,118 US for 2 people, and you can still deduct 90 points. This is incredible. Now you can go to Brazil, 6 days, 5 nights, you know, for $1,912 US for 2 people. You stay at a beautiful hotel. You have a beach park visit. You have couple of excursions, you know, have a sunset boat ride, which is always pretty, 6 breakfasts and 2 dinners. This is going to be a trip of a lifetime to Brazil. Now, Mexico, $858 US, 5 days, 4 nights, all inclusive, 20% discount for the spas. And then you have the airport transfer. So you let them know when you're arriving, and then you can actually, you get a pickup and they're going to bring you to the hotel, $858 US and $75 off. So this is just really, really cool stuff. You go to Dubai, 5 days, 4 nights. You stay in the Fairmont, which is a stunning hotel, 5 breakfasts, 2 dinners. You do a full day desert safari to water park and aquarium for less than $1,500 US. And again, you can deduct 360 points. Now, the cool thing is, when you join us as a member, we want you to go travel right away. We know you're excited, so let's make it a bit easier. During your first 90 days, you can actually enjoy new member benefits. The Welcome Dream Trip price is way lower than what other members would pay. So here's an example. 4 days, 3 nights, you stay at the next hotel in Brisbane, and you have a full day trip to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary, Brisbane Highlights Tour, souvenir photo with a koala, 3 breakfasts, 1 lunch, 1 dinner. Now, as a new member in your first 90 days, when you book it, you can actually only pay $318 US for the entire package for 1 person, and you apply 50 points. Existing members, they have to pay $406 US. So it's always worth booking it really fast. You go to Jeju, South Korea, 4 days, 3 nights. You know, new member pays $406, including 3 breakfasts, 1 lunch, 2 dinners, airport transfer, and a full day tour of Jeju. So that just makes sense to get traveling really fast. Las Vegas, 4 days, 3 nights with a helicopter tour, with a lights, camera, action dinner at Planet Hollywood, and daily breakfast for less than $300 US for the entire package. So I love Welcome Dream Trips, and unfortunately, I've been involved for 6 years already. I can't go, but they're still good value actually if you're just a normal member. Paris, France, 4 days, 3 nights. You stay at the Best Western Premier Opera Faubourg, 3 breakfasts, 1 dinner. You do a Montmartre walking tour. You do Paris by night excursion. That's always so romantic. And a welcome drink upon arrival. You pay $307 US per person, and you can apply 50 points. Now, here's something that's very close to my heart. You know, the Orange Jacket. I'm a very big supporter of the World Ventures Foundation. Now, the foundation is part of World Ventures, and it's funded through our membership fees. So all the money that we personally raise or donate to the foundation go directly to the cause that we want to support. So here's an example. That was my first volunteer that I did, 5 days, 4 nights in Mesot. You basically get 4 breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 dinners, airport transfer. You have 2 full days of service at the local nonprofit Blessed Homes. It's an orphanage for children led by a wonderful young Norwegian man. It is just beautiful. A city tour of Mesot with the transportation, of course. You go to Vacheron waterfall. It is just a very different experience to go on a trip, because you're going to be side by side with people who may come from all over the world, and you serve and you create a better place for these underprivileged children. So I'm a really big supporter of this. On the right the picture there is my son. He's the one with the cap. He's looking at other people working, but he also did some work. That is in Guatemala. On the very left of the screen, you can see my husband and I. We're building a bottle school. The back picture is me building a wall in Mesot, and the kids at the bottom picture, this is at the very end, the last evening. We had a really nice evening, and on the way back in the car, we were all tearing. We were so moved. The children sang for us and everything. It's just a beautiful experience, a very different way as well to explore a country than just being a normal tourist. That concept actually with the bottle tour, bottle schools, was featured in opera magazines called Bottled Up is the name of the article. So we're clearly making a dent in the universe with our concept. So let's start checking off your bucket list together, shall we? Now you can get your own "You Should Be Here" sign, because that's actually how it works. You know, we all get that "You Should Be Here" sign, and you'd be surprised. You take it, you pull it out somewhere. People notice this. They start smiling. They start laughing. We even had somebody in a Colosseum in Rome, and he pulled it off, and people were kind of queuing up because they wanted to, you know, borrow it and take a picture with it. So that's like our marketing material. Basically, is a little blue banner. It says "You Should Be Here." Now, there's two different membership levels. One is called Gold, one is called Platinum. Let's talk about Gold first. It is $200 US, one-time fee only, not annual, just one-time fee, and $50 every month. Now, every dollar that you spend on your membership is going to go into Dream Trips Reward points. So we call it the Dream Trips Points Cloud. This is what you see there. So remember when I was talking about the points that you can deduct when you go on a dream trip? This is actually how you get them. So the $200 of the Gold membership initial fee will be converted immediately into 200 points, and you can use them for a year to offset the price of a dream trip. Now the $50 US that you pay every month, like a gym membership, right? On your first anniversary, they're going to be released to you 600 points that you then can use point to dollar to offset when you go on a dream trip. So everything that I described to you is covered by that Gold membership. Now, Platinum membership is $300 US and $100 every month. Same thing, you get the points immediately and annually. Now, you get the same benefits as the Gold membership, but you also get access to the dream trips a bit earlier. There's certain Platinum perks in the dream trips. There's also very exclusive Platinum dream trips. They're very VIP, super, super nice trips. And then you can apply 20% more points. So depending on what your travel patterns are, you may prefer the Platinum Dream Trip membership or the Gold Dream Trip membership. Now, here's a really, really cool thing. As I said, you take your banner, go to the Colosseum or wherever, and you take a picture, and people get curious. And especially when you talk about like how wonderful the service is, they see us, you know, we may have a check-in counter, separate check-in counter at the hotel, and they go like, what is Dream Trips? And then you talk about it. And if you refer customers, new customers into our club as a thank you from the company, when you have personally referred 4 people, from that month onwards, you stop paying your monthly fees, but you still get your points. So this is just a really cool deal. So for a lot of us, because we're kind of social, aren't we? We share, a lot of people post on Facebook their pictures and everything, and everybody gets jealous. You're always traveling. How do you do this? And this is how we do it. And then if you personally refer 4, no more membership fees to be paid. So that's really cool. On top of that, you get points. So when you refer a Dream Trip Gold member into the club, you get 100 points that you can use right away. And if it's a Platinum member, you even get 200 points into your Dream Trips Cloud. And that just makes you travel way more often and way easier. Now, here's the thing. I don't know whether you like what you saw. We are really, really excited. There is more to share. Whether this portion is for you or not, we don't know. But some people really, they look at opportunities. Now, if you think about it, travel is one of the largest industries in the world, and you are just watching this webinar. Your friend invited you to this webinar. Your friend may not even be sitting next to you right now. They may be sitting just at home. You know, they send you this link, they say, get on my webinar, you know, then you know why I'm so excited. We're the world's leading direct seller of Travel Club membership. And as social, it's just the way we buy. Everything that we buy, we ask people, you know, which movie did you go to? Which restaurant did you go to? What phone should I use, you know? And it could also be a plan B, because let's face it, you know, job security is not so secure anymore. And what do they say? The only constant in life is change or whatever, right? So the nice thing is you're not tied to any fixed schedule. There's no pressure. There's no sales quota or anything like that. So As I mentioned, the travel industry is quite big. I didn't really know this, but when I saw a 7 with 12 zeros, that made it a trillion. I realized that travel and tourism is actually one of the biggest industries in the world. If you compare it to coffee, 100 billion, or nutrition, 226 billion, they just look really, really tiny compared to travel. Now, if you want to do a spare time income, just do a bit of spare time work, do a part-time or do a full-time career. I started with just spare time. I didn't have much time to begin with. Then I realized it's actually quite fun, and I went on a lot of trips, met a lot of people, went into part-time. And at some point in time, I actually made doing world ventures, building this as a business, as a full-time career. Now, in order for you to gain financially from this concept, you have to become a representative. It is $100 initially and $20 every month. Now, here's the thing. As I said to you, I ran a consulting franchise. I had invested $50,000 into everything, and I really had to work really, really, really hard. It wasn't about going on trips and shining off my little blue banner. It was really very hard work. So here it is for $100 one-time fee to set you up and $20 every month. You get a proven path with simple, effective tools. I've never seen anything so simple. A franchise was supposed to be simple, and it wasn't. This one, I really find it very, very simple. You actually get your own website. So everybody who's ever built a website knows how much it either costs or how much time you have to spend. Here, everything is pre-populated for you, and you can just always access that website. You can send this link to people. It doesn't work so well. We give you some tips on how to make that work really well, but it's brilliant. It's your personal website. People see it. They watch a video that explains what we're doing, similar to what I'm doing on this webinar, and then people click, they sign up, and it falls directly into your business. So that is actually really cool stuff. I really, really like that. Now, here's just some examples of how money is being made, okay? If I want to explain everything to you, it's going to take a bit longer. So let me just give you an example, okay? Don't have to do that, but let's just say you sign up 3 gold members in 28 days. You get a bonus. We call it direct commission of $100. Let's give it another example. Let's say you sign up 6 Dream Tips customers, out of which 5 are gold and 1 is platinum. And you do that, so that's a bit more. You do that in 28 days, all right? You will actually earn $500 in different kind of bonuses and commissions that we give. Now, let's say you refer a couple of members, they get excited, and they also take the blue banner. They also share this concept, and they also think about, I also don't want to pay my membership fees and still get my points. So they then go ahead and they also refer more people. Now that means if within your group, in your first 2 months, if you can create like 12 members, you may actually make up to $1,000. Afterwards, after 2 months being in this business, it goes down to $700. But if you think about it, isn't that quite likely that if you find, a couple of people who like this, and they also just find 1 or 2 people who also like it, you can easily make $700 a month. Now think about this. What could you do with $700 extra a month? That now we're already talking a bit of income, aren't we? Now, we're basically encouraged to develop 2 teams, and this is roughly how it works. You look at the total customers that you have in your teams. You decide whether you want to put somebody in the first or the second team. But when you have 30 customers, gold customers in each team, we call you a senior representative. And your average income could be as high as $600, okay? So this is really cool, because this is not you necessarily bringing these people. This could be anybody bringing these people in, okay? So not you, anybody, anybody who is part of your organization. Now, with 90 people on each side, you may, like an average income might look at $1,300. Now we're already talking, that now it's not a hobby anymore. Now you start going, and you go travel. And that's the cool thing about it. We have fun, we're all about fun, freedom, fulfillment. Do a bit with charity if you like. To just go out and have a good time. People will automatically be attracted to what you're doing, okay? Now, marketing director, there we're talking about $4,000. And there you may already start thinking whether or not at some point in time you want to quit your job. If you love your job, keep it by all means, But at some point in time, you can do what my husband and I did. We just decided after a couple of years, this is so much fun, and we're helping so many people to create the same results, that we want to do this full time, okay? Now, there is an average monthly income of 150, no, sorry, that's not an average. There is an income potential of 150,000 US dollars every month. So if you hear this and you go, oh, come on, that sounds too good to be true. Believe me, I'm German. I've done the research. I also thought it was way too good to be true. But I thought, I learned this from somebody, T.F. Ecker. He said, you want to be right or you want to be rich. And I decided enough with being right. Let's just go and, work on being rich. And I can't believe that this really happened to us. There is other bonuses involved. You get a car, you get a home bonus. There's trips, there's lots of recognition, because you see, people work for money, but they crave recognition usually. And how many of you really get enough recognition from your bosses, And if your boss listening to this, why don't you give a bit more recognition to your employees? And you can earn a commission from a worldwide sea of blue signs, because in the way, we're all connected somehow, So this is really very cool concept. Now, if you're sitting there doubting whether you can do this, the company has provided world-class training. My whole life, I've been a trainer in a corporate setting, and I was very, very skeptical whether they can really train me what I need to do in order to be successful in this business. But the first minute I listened to Mr. Mark Cassetta, who is the director of training, you see him on the screen there, he really knows how to build this business, and he always pulls in other successful representatives who share with us what it is that they do, so we can learn from them and just be a bit faster maybe than other people. So as I said, it's taken the world by storm. And here's the thing, whether you do this or not, whether you got involved or not, whether I'm doing this, your friend is doing this, it really doesn't make a difference. This concept is taking the world by storm, no matter what. I don't know what's going to happen in 2017 when the numbers come out. I have this suspicion they may actually hit the $1 billion in sales. And again, whether we do it or not, doesn't really matter. The only thing I think right now is we believe that you should be here. Your friend invited you just so that you can see the information and that you can make an informed decision. I sure hope you're going to join us, travel the world together as a customer. And if you choose to also become a representative, change your life. You see, for me, the change was so massive. I had never really seen my son a lot. I would drop him off at daycare, and there were days where I literally dropped him off at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I would pick him up in the evening. And I was tired and I had to fix dinner, and I didn't really want to spend so much time playing with him because I was exhausted. Once he was in bed, I went back to my home office and did a lot of work, proposals, projects, design work. So it was a lot of work involved. And I was actually trained to look for problems all the time, and that was how I make my money. Here, I look for opportunities. We're one big team. We're a happy family of travelers who also believe that we can create life in the change of others. Changing the lives of others. So I would really like to encourage you to be part of this. Go back to your friend who invited you to this webinar, and I hope to see you at the beaches of the world. Bye.